Let me say that again. We have one final and another final to play. Football has changed so much. You can't just show up with names and win games anymore. You have to go out there and perform. Potent and honest words from the captain, Mr. Andre Blake. And his words, that interview, and we're going to get into that interview, it has rubbed some fans up the wrong way. And I absolutely love it. Do make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. The nerves are starting to kick in. I don't know about you guys. I am so glad you are lucky I'm not a reggae boys, because I am absolutely sweating buckets right now, as you guys are already aware, ahead of the showdown against New Caledonia in the Intercontinental Playoffs. ESPN's Alexis Nunes caught up with Reggae Boyz skipper, Captain Fantastic Andre Blake, and he has unintentionally, I'm going to put my head on the line here, unintentionally left some fans foaming at the mouth. Yes, you heard that correctly. The leader between the sticks has once more doubled down on Jamaica not needing the best players, stating once more that his nation, donned in black, green, and gold, need the right players. In that interview there, again, we're going to jump right into that interview. He spoke about system, identity, winning ugly, as well as playing effective football. If you've not hit that like button, what are you waiting on? Do let me know if you can hear me. I'm not going to be spending much time with you guys, maybe less than 30 minutes. I'm about to dive right into that interview. So if you can't hear it, tap me on my shoulder and tell me to turn it up. I'm about to mute myself and we're going to dive right into that interview. And while we're listening to the interview, do keep it respectful. Let's remind ourselves that this is the longest serving less than 30 minutes, right? Dive right into that interview. So if you can't hear it, I don't know why I'm hearing myself. I don't need to hear myself. Let's just remind ourselves that that is our captain. Football is a game of opinion. I'm okay with you guys disagreeing with what Captain Andre Blake has to say. I know some of you love the players more than you love your own country, but do go ahead and keep it respectful in the comment section for me. All right, let's dive right in and listen to Captain Fantastic, Mr. Andre Blake.
Now that you've had, time, couple of months to kind of just reflect, what do you feel just didn't click or went wrong in that sense?
It it just I'm never concerned about the names, because with names on paper we have a lot of quality, we have a lot of talent in the room. But I always say that, sometimes you don't need the best players, you need the right players. And like, for anything to work, you need that chemistry, you need things to be clicking in the right moments. And I've still been trying to figure it out, but for whatever reason, we just couldn't really put the pieces together for it to click as all we know it can click, or as all we know that based on the names that we have on the field, we know that the level that we're performing is way below what we should be performing at. So it's just something along those lines where, yeah, our leaders or coaches have to figure out, like, what's our best, what are the right players to fit the system that we're trying to play. Because again, for anything to work, the pieces have to add up. So I think once we can get those pieces together, the right pieces in the right places, we can be a force for sure, no doubt.
So what is Jamaica's identity now?
I thought at first we had it figured out, but as time goes on, we realized that we didn't, but Jamaicans, we're fast, we're athletic, we're strong, that's our game, and again, if we want to slightly change identity, which is okay, but again, you have to have players that matches your identity for it to work, So whatever identity we want to move forward with, whatever system of play we want to use, whatever it is, then I think it is, for it to work, we have to find the players that fits the system, because it's kind of difficult when you try to fit a system around players. If you find your system and then you bring the players in, I think you have a better chance of things clicking and being more successful.
And obviously, because of your position as a goalkeeper, it's kind of harder to go out there and do a lot of the job. But you also do get a vantage point to kind of see what system would work best for us and the players. And like I said, you've been such a part and captain and have been such a heartbeat of this Reggae Boyz identity and squad. So what system do you feel best fits this group of players? Because it's one that we're going to look for now in a couple of days' time.
Yeah, I think when you look at like how strong, how fast, how athletic we are, we have to play a sort of transition system. Like some sort of transition system would fit our playing style. If you're fast, you need space to run into. If you're strong, then maybe you can sit into a mid block or something and then invite the teams to come, and then now you have space to transition into. So personally, I think more of a transition-based style would fit us more, and it's a style where I've been in Jamaican teams before that we were okay without the ball. We were okay with suffering. The 2017 Gold Cup team that went to the finals, we didn't have the most possession. It wasn't the most beautiful soccer or football, but we were effective in what we do. And we had guys that were willing to suffer for each other, to fight for each other, and we were willing to let teams have the ball, and we just hit them in transition, get 1 or 2 goals, and we know you're not scoring on us. And I think personally that's the best style for Jamaica. I also think that football is slightly changing now, where everybody wants to play like Man City or Arsenal, or it doesn't fit everybody, and I think that at the end of the day, you play the game to win the game, and it doesn't matter how you win the game. So if it means that your style is ugly football, but you win the game, then you do what you do, versus trying to be somebody that you are not and then end up not being as successful. So yeah, that's it for me.
And then obviously there's been a change in management now at such a crucial time. Just take me into the locker room, into the camp. How is everyone feeling in terms of confidence? Is there still a little bit of uncertainty? I know everybody, of course, once they put on that shirt, they're going to fight for the flag. But what's the vibes been like? Does everyone still feel like, you know what, this is the team that still has everything that can take Jamaica back to another World Cup since '98?
It's been one day. We haven't fully gotten together yet. Everybody's still not here, but the vibe so far, I like the vibe. I feel like everybody know what's at stake. We all know what we got to do. Obviously, this is not where we would want to be, but this is where we are. And I think everybody is still confident. We have a chance. The football is round, and yeah, I think that we're all looking forward to it. We're all excited, and I know that everybody's gonna go out there and give their best. And sometimes we as Jamaicans tend to operate better when our backs are against the wall. So let's see.
Exactly. We'll look about Talawa. Final question for me now, because of course the opposition that you're expecting to face in the playoffs is, at least starting with New Caledonia, is unfamiliar opposition. I think they themselves are also trying to write their name into the history books. And sometimes I say that unfamiliar opposition tends to be trickier. So how do you guys, prepare for this one? What are you expecting?
Yeah, we have one final to play and then another final. That's how we have to approach it. Football has changed so much where you don't just show up with names and win games anymore. So you have to go out there and perform. So I'm pretty sure all the players know what's at stake, and we all know that without winning the first game, there's no second game. So the approach is going to be one game at a time. We don't know much about our opponent, but we're going to have to approach it as it's a finals and it's a must-win game. and we take it from there.
I'm sorry, I had to clear my throat. And there we had it, people. I had to stick a pin in it because that is pretty much the meat of the matter. And we'll get to you guys there in the comments section, right? I see a couple of you guys there in the comments section. Your comments on screen, so that's my way of initially acknowledging you. But I will give you guys your shout out before I close off on the show, right? So do let me know what you make of Andre Blake's comments. And I will go ahead and I will push the ball out first. And it's so funny that one moment, guys, I got a really I'm sorry, the weather is changing and I really need to be like stocking up on my intake of honey and lemon because out of nowhere I've just got this bad cough or developing a bad cough. So my apologies, all right? Doesn't sound good, but I did mute my What's funny is that I was actually planning a live stream, and the live stream was the type of football that I want to see us play against New Caledonia. And the title for the thumbnail literally said sinful football. Sinful football, right? Because aesthetically pleasing football isn't always the answer, in my opinion. I kind of feel like as a fan base, we're so obsessed with wanting aesthetically pleasing football, and it doesn't always work in our best interest. I kind of feel like we tap into insanity over and over again because we're so obsessed with wanting to see aesthetically pleasing football. But just paraphrasing or echoing or maybe even just some supporting some of what the skipper said there, Andre Blake, again in interview with Alexis Nunes for ESPN. If you guys want to hear that once more, you're probably gonna have to stick a pin in it and rewind, all right? Because I do need to get on with the rest of the show. But just supporting some of the stuff that he said there, quite literally, in terms of club football, this is basically the business end of the season. It is practically, if we don't get over the line and beat New Caledonia, it is practically our last dance. Like, there's no way of us qualifying for this summer's biggest party in football, the FIFA Men's 2026 World Cup. And it quite practically, it could potentially be also the last dance for a lot of those players, you know, the aging players, or maybe even a couple of the young players there. Maybe it could be a case of, look, we've seen enough and you don't have the ingredients going forward. But backing up sort of stuff that Andre said there with regards to the type of football that we want to see, I do agree. Like, I'm not really a fan of us just craving aesthetically pleasing football. I just want to see you win. I just want some sinful football. I just want the dark arts. I don't care how you beat New Caledonia. I don't care if it's a one love. I'm good with that. I just want you to get the job done. I just want you to just take us over the line and let us go head to head against DR Congo and also go ahead and beat DR Congo. Before I could even think of DR Congo, you need to go out there and beat New Caledonia. I was looking at the YouTube community and I already gathered that he has said similar things before. He said it in a written interview some several weeks back, and by he, I'm obviously alluding to our captain, Mr. Captain Fantastic Andre Blake. And Blake has come out, and again, in case you're just joining the stream, he has doubled down once more, stating that we don't need the best players, we need the right players. Do let me know what you guys make of what Andre Blake said. It's not the first time that he said it, and perhaps it won't be the last. But what I can say, in my opinion, I do like the transparency. Not everyone's going to see it as him being transparent, but I do think that he said it purely based out of transparency. You can potentially read between the lines, but for me, it's honest, it's bold, it's potent. It's what I expect from a captain. These are the comments that I expect from a captain, maybe the vice captain, but aside from those guys, they're in the leadership team. This is what I expect from my captain. I expect my captain to put his neck on the line, and he's done it more than once. I'm sure he knows that he rubbed you guys up the wrong way the first time that he said it. He couldn't care less if he's going to hurt you guys' feelings because he is the captain. I don't know about you, but us, respectfully, we're sat here in our armchair watchers, and we don't know more than the captain. Sorry to say, but we just don't know more than the captain. We do not know more than the captain. We don't know what's best. We don't always know as fans. We don't always know what's best. And I know it's rubbed some people up the wrong way. And I'm not really sure why that is. I'm really not really sure why it's rubbed you guys up the wrong way, because we've literally, in terms of a team, be it your club team or your national team, not always needing the best players, because the best players don't always guarantee you the results. It's a fact. We've seen it before, time and time again. There's different facets that could be coupled together that would help you to taste success, to reach your end goal. And talent isn't the only facet that gets you the desired results. If you look back in history in terms of on the global stage where international football is concerned, the Argentina team of yesteryear with all those world-class footballers, yes, there is some different facets they pertaining to why they weren't successful, but talent alone didn't get them over the line. They're only now the reigning kings of the world. Whether or not they hold on to the crown, that remains to be seen in some months' time. But you all sat and watched Argentina play time and time again, and you're just like, wow, what's going on here? At one point, Messi had to retire. How many times did he retire from the national team? And also, something that's a little bit closer to home on my doorstep, we also saw England's golden generation. Again, there's different facets there pertaining to why they weren't successful, but the golden generation, a lot of people had high expectations of them. Why? Because of the talent in abundance. But even they weren't successful. And in terms of club football, we've seen it with club football. So I don't see why people are acting brand new. Come out of your feelings. Some are on don't have no feelings like some love song. Come out on the feelings. Come out on the feelings. Some of you love players more than you love your country. Come out of your feelings. We've seen it even with club football. PSG is a perfect example. They got the bloody Avengers together. And what did they do in Europe? People were expecting them to be a force to be reckoned with in Europe. Champions League back to back. But it took a complete overhaul. It took Dembele going there, complete overhaul for them to say, okay, now we're serious. Now we're a team. And that's not to say they don't have star players. That's not to say the talent wasn't there. Point I'm trying to make is what Blakey said, it does hold water because the evidence is there. The evidence has been there, whether that's international football or club football. So I don't understand why some people are saying we need the talent. You're acting as if it's a talentless team. It's not a talentless team, but talent isn't the only thing that's going to get us success. Nothing in this world guarantees success. Nothing in this world. One thing alone is not going to just guarantee you success. It's impossible. Otherwise, we'd all be bloody successful. We'll all be bloody successful. So you lot just need to come out of your feelings. It's not about one player. There's no I in team. This is about unity. This is about coming together. And I absolutely love what Blakey has done. He's come out and he's got some of you foaming at the mouth once more. And I hope he continues to do it. And if you actually put aside your personal feelings and stop being so blind, like some of you have this operated this blind loyalty, Blakey's not the only one that said it's not just about talent. Mr. Speed said it's not just about talent. I think, if memory serves me well, I think Speed said that talent is like 10% when it comes to, garnishing success. I think he said something about 10%, right? But the figure that he said pertaining to talent and talent helping playing a role in us being successful or any team being successful, it was quite lower than I expected. Now, I'm not a coach, I'm not a player, never played the game, never played at no professional level. I don't know more than Speed, and I damn sure don't know more than my captain. If my captain is coming out time and time again and he's saying it's not just about bloody talent, it's about getting the best players together, then read between the lines. He's clearly trying to tell us a message. He's clearly trying to spell out a message to us. And we as fans, I'm not really sure, not all of us, I'm not really sure why some of you are fighting facts. I don't know why you guys are fighting facts. Again, we've seen it with Argentina, we've seen it with England, we've seen it with PSG, we've seen it with so many teams at national level and at club level. Talent isn't the only thing that's going to guarantee you success or take you over the line. Discipline is a must. There's a new sheriff in town and he's trying to change things. And if you guys don't like that, no problem. Support the players when they're representing their clubs. Or better yet, pipe up with the club, because these clubs aren't treating your players right neither. It's not just the national team that has something against these players. The club If we're just saying that players aren't being selected and players aren't playing minutes because of politics and Speed hates them and the JFF hates them and Jamaica hates them, I could argue and say the club hates them also. The whole world is against them. So why don't you pipe up with the clubs in the way that you're piping up against the Jamaica Football Federation? Because this is all madness. Again, I don't know more than Speed. I damn sure don't know more than my captain. So all these armchair experts that's talking about talent, enough, pack it in. It's not just about talent. You lot are too bloody obsessed with aesthetically pleasing football. You want aesthetically pleasing football, but aesthetically pleasing football leaves you upset. It leaves you miserable time and time again. We don't have the facilities for aesthetically pleasing football. Part of the reason why some teams are successful with aesthetically pleasing football is because they are disciplined. You cannot expect an indisciplined team to give you aesthetically pleasing football with winning results, with World Cup qualifying results. It is not going to happen. It is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So I really appreciate this interview here. Perfect timing. Perfect timing from Alexis Nunes, ESPN, and Andre Blake. Perfect timing because, again, Speed did say that he has the backing of both captains, you know, the captain and the vice captain, Andre Blake and Nana as well. And it just goes to show that he does, because Andre's come out again and he's saying something similar to what the head coach is saying. Now, what we need to do is just focus on the players that's here. We can't change that. The players are here and we need them and they need us. And we need to be the ultimate 12th man, because they're going to be listening near and far. And what you don't want to do is put doubts into their heads. What you don't want to do is have them questioning themselves. Do I deserve to be here? Should someone else be here instead of me? No, we need to be rallying behind them. We need to tell them that you're the man. You've got this. New Caledonia, who? Put them to bed. We need to be playing our role as the 12th man instead of trying to divide. Like, stop trying to divide the thing like the decision has already been made. Your favorite didn't get a call up. Deal with it. Deal with it. There's so many more politics that we need to talk about, and perhaps we have to do that at a later date. But maybe it's old school of me, but I'm not awarding indiscipline. I'm not awarding people who are going to disrespect their teammates and disrespect their country. Discipline is a must. Respect is a must. Respect is a two-way street. I don't care how talented you are. I don't see no Kakas playing for my team. I don't see no Ronaldinho playing for my team. I don't see it. I must be blind. I must be blind. There is no Cristiano Ronaldo here. There is no Messi here. There ain't no Henri here. And even if they were here, guess what? No one is bigger than Jamaica. Discipline and respect is a must, especially when it comes to your teammates, especially when it comes to your gaffer. Okay? You guys cannot be wrong and strong. You cannot be wrong and strong. Discipline is a must. And again, if you feel like people are rubbing your players blind, take it back to the clubs. Take it back to the clubs, because it all starts with the clubs. One of the reasons that you can't argue against is the merit. And don't you dare tell me nothing about talent more important than merit. Bollocks. Load of bollocks. So if you want to pipe up, go pipe up with the clubs, pipe up with the agents, pipe up with the representatives. And while you're at it, tell your talents, tell your favorite ballers to pipe down. Because no one is bigger than Jamaica. No one is bigger than Jamaica. None whatsoever. We can have these other types of conversation at a later date. But me, armchair expert, I don't know more than Speed, and I don't know more than Andre Blake. But I do appreciate Andre Blake coming out once more and fisting you lot up. I hope he does it again. I hope he continues to do it. Because how is it that the fan base always know more than the players? How is it we always know what's best for the team? We're not behind closed doors. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors. We need peace. We need harmony. We need togetherness. We need unity. It's not just about talents. We need peace. That's what we need. Peace, unity. No one is bigger than Jamaica. Not one player is bigger than Jamaica. And as I said over in the Carter Media House, Nana, I don't know if what went on behind the scenes allegedly between Nana and I think it was Mason Holgate, apparently allegedly fisting each other up, but those two took a L. because we saw what I think was disciplinary action handed out in front of us. And Nana, as the vice captain, took one of the biggest L ever, benched. And he had to humble himself. And humble himself he did. Humble himself he did, because no one, I don't want to qualify for Jamaica for the World Cup more than Nana or any of those Reggae Boys. None of us want to qualify for a World Cup more than them. Nana took his L, and like I said, he went and played those little scrimmage matches. Because guess what? He's not bigger than Jamaica. So he met his coach halfway. The vice captain met his coach halfway. But you're telling me that your favorite players shouldn't do the same, and you're wrong and strong, and you're encouraging poor behavior. Don't complain when the poor behavior blows up in your face. Because one thing for certain, if you don't bend the tree from its young, don't complain when the tree continues to grow and grow and grow out of control. Don't complain then. Don't complain then. But discipline is an absolute must. Discipline is an absolute must. New sheriff in town, and he's doing things differently, and I hope it works out in the end. Now, in my opinion, when it comes to the meat of the matter, as I said, this may very well be the last dance for some of you Reggae Boys. And that is a little bit up some of your street, because you all know you like to shake a leg. So this is right up your street. You should be batting this one out the park. You love to dance and you love to go on it yourself. So let us see what you can do on the field of play. This may very well be the last time that some of you don the black, green, and gold. There's so many people. I don't know about you guys, but growing up in London, I had people, I think I've told you guys this already, and we would have seen it, right? Where people literally pretend to be Jamaicans. I don't see it with no other country. Well, kind of do, but not to the extent. With Jamaica, it's extreme. People would lie and say they're Jamaicans. We're basically the popular kid. We are literally the popular kid that everyone wants to be like us. There is power, there is weight in the gold. There is weight in the gold. And you guys need to show up and you need to step up. You lose against New Caledonia, not only does it clarify that we will not qualify for this summer's FIFA Men's World Cup, but again, it might just be curtains closed for some of you where international football is concerned. And I don't want to scapegoat no one, but LB, you've got to come to the front of the class, my friend. You have got to come to the front of the class, because we need a performance of a lifetime out of you. We need a career best performance out of you. Because can you do it? Yes, you can. I do believe you can do it. So far in your career, I'm sorry to say, don't want to sound like a negative Nancy, but we've not seen the best of Leon Bailey in a Jamaica football jersey. And I know you can do it, because I've seen you do it in Bundesliga with Bayer Leverkusen. I've also seen you do it in the Premier League. I've seen you create history with Aston Villa. 42 years it took them to go back to the promised land, back in the Champions League, and you, Mr. Leon Bailey, played a pivotal role in helping them to do so. So how about you create some history for the black, gold, and green? How about you pull up your socks and ball out? Pull up your socks and ball out, because we're going to be needing more than one captain. Yes, Andre Blake's donning the captain's armband. We can do nothing about that. Technically, we can only have one captain. But we need 11 captains there on the pitch. We need 11 captains. We need warriors. Speed said it. His word, not mine. The man said he wants warriors. He wants warriors. Now, in terms of the game itself, before I forget this one, it is local time. It is going to be kicking off. Can we bring that one up on screen so you guys can see this one? The players, you know what? I can't say I'm looking forward to this one. You can see the local time that is. Hopefully you guys can see the screen. Local time says 9 p.m. You guys can't see it, but I can see it. 9 p.m. Now, if you're in Europe, if you're in the UK, got some little bit of some bad news here for you. This game is scheduled to be played on Friday, but with the local time, it's actually going to be kicking off at 3 a.m. on Friday. So this is going to be one of my latest live stream. I don't know if I should say late or earliest. Earliest, right? Because it's a brand new day. Yes, let me read that to you guys again. It is going to be kicking off at 3 a.m. You're going to be having fans all over the world. I'm pretty sure you're aware of that, Reggae Boys. You're going to be having fans from all over the world tuning in. Let it be worth our wait. Let it be a case of you have kickstarted our weekend in the best way possible. You know, so we're bossy and hype already. One thing about Jamaicans, you can spot them from a mile away. We've got a particular walk. We just have a little walkway. It's just like we just know so we're nice. That's just it. That's the best way to put it. Let's just make that walk better on Friday. Let's make that walk better on Friday. For all of us, let's kickstart our weekend. Don't let us down again. Don't let us down again. As I said to you, there's going to be fans. You guys know there's fans from all over the world watching. Some are going to be getting ready for work. Some are going to be watching with their little ones. Don't want to disturb their little ones. Some are trying to multitask. Some have to get ready to take their kids to school in the morning, but they're still devoting their time to you, your family who can't attend the game in Mexico. They're going to be tuning in. They want to see daddy and uncle and brother make history. They want to be going off to work and school and showing up and saying, yes, my daddy or my uncle or my brother or my cousin is one game away from history, one game away from qualifying for the World Cup. That is all in your hands. That is all in your hands. Your coach can't do it all for you. Your coach cannot do it all for you. Loyalty and trust, he has laid down the foundation. Whatever you think of Speed, he has laid down the foundation. Loyalty and trust. He's trusting you to go out there and beat New Caledonia. Your families have done their part. The head coach and his coaching staff at this point, they've done their part already. They're putting the final touches together. Each call up for me represents firm belief and trust. Speed said he wants warriors. I never said it. Speed said it. He said he wants warriors. So if he's called you into this national team for this particular window, it's because he thinks you're a warrior. It's because he thinks you're a warrior. What more faith do you want? What more love? What more loyalty do you want? He's saying that you are the man for the occasion. He's saying of all the players that's eligible to represent Jamaica, you are the players that will do it. That's what he's saying when you were handed that call-up, when you were presented with that call-up. And some of you have been written off like a train crash. You have been written off. Now is your moment to silence your doubters. And sorry to say, but your doubters are some of your own people. Your doubters are some of your own countrymen, your own compatriots have written you off. Silence them. Silence them. You've almost done your part. You have almost done your part. 2 more games and you get to fulfill childhood dreams. All the pain and suffering that you went through as little boys growing up, all the times you saw your mommy and your daddy struggle, your mommy watching your dirty boots for you, your mommy and daddy sacrificing dinner, sacrificing putting food on the table so they can take you to training, all of that. I'm sure you have repaid them, but you can repay them even more. Tomorrow isn't promised. We don't know what the future has in store for us. Make it count. Make it count. Don't you want to take your parents to a World Cup? Don't you want to take your mommy and your daddies to your World Cup and your missus and your kids to a World Cup? I'm sure you don't want to be watching this on the TV come summer. Make it count. Fulfill your childhood dreams. Speed can't do it for you. Be a man. Be a man. Man up. Man up. Be a man and deliver. Do what you need to do. Do the job. Who is New Caledonia? No disrespect to them. Who is New Caledonia to be robbing you of your dreams? Don't rob yourself. Don't beat yourself. Man up and go out there and deliver. Come Friday morning, tears of joy. Tears of joy. We should be sat here saying, one more game. One more game. It all starts with you. What we need from now on out is men of honor. Play for the fans. Play for the fans. When last you played for the fans? I listened to Leah Williamson after she won and I know people don't want to compare women's football to men's football. I listened to the Arsenal women's captain. the England women's captain, Leah Williamson. And when she won the Champions League with Arsenal, and she said we played for the fans. That touched me. That touched me so much. I was just like, whoa, I haven't heard a footballer say that in a minute. She said we played for the fans. Play for the fans. There is not enough men of honor. I've been watching us for such a long time throughout the years. We don't have enough men of honor. Honor yourself. Honor yourself. We don't have enough protagonists in the team. Be a protagonist. Be a protagonist. Time and time again, we act like the supporting act in our own show. Trinidad and Tobago, evident of that, away from home. Curacao and home soil, evident of that, on home soil. We were the supporting act in our own starring show. That can't run. That can't run. Honor yourselves. We need leaders in the starting 11 and leaders on the bench. The guys on your bench, hold your head up, because arguably you're more important than the starting 11. You might be the one that have to come on and shut up shop. You might have to be the one to say, let me wrap this up. Enough is enough. Let me grab this game by the scruff of the neck. Go out there and do your best. Go out there and do your best. Make yourselves proud. This is your cup final. Everything that you have worked for in your career, this is it. There's no turning back. We don't want no wimps in the team. We don't want no boys in the team. We want men. We want men of honor. We want people that's going to make us proud. We want people that's going to make us proud. Do yourselves proud. Do yourselves proud. It's all down to you now. We can't do nothing for you. Only thing we can do is stand back and cheer you on from a distance, love you from a distance. Q Sarah, Sarah. Whatever will be, will be. Come that final whistle. Let it be a case of you can hold your head up high and say, I did myself proud. Because if you cannot do that, I promise you, that is your final dance. So over to you guys. Roll down speed. Captain Blake, Vice Captain Nana, Ball Up Bailey. Over to you guys. The new recruits, the debutants. The floor is yours. The floor is yours. We cannot do it for you. The floor is yours. Written in the stars for someone to put their names in the history books. And it all depends on how the results go. This is your chance for the fans to remember you. How we remember you is dependent on you. Depending on the results, some fans will put your names on the back of their shirts. How good is that going to feel to see you randomly seeing people that you don't even know, that you will never meet, with your name on the back of their jerseys? Players' names will be defended for a lifetime when we're all old and gray. Who can talk to us about Andre Blake? Nicest thing since sliced bread. The story is all down to you guys. The next chapter of our history books is down to you guys. So best of luck to the backroom staff, to Coach Speed, to the boys. Over to you guys. Our weekend is in your hands. Our weekend is in your hands. Our summer is in your hands. It's all down to you guys right now. So best of luck to you guys. And I hope and pray to God that you can deliver the results. And Leon Bailey, you could do it twice. You could do it twice. No one can take that away from you. You are one of the most resilient players I have ever come across. We are one of our most resilient players. Don't care what people have to say about you. Time and time again, you bounce back. Bounce back for the national team. Let it be a case to say, me, Leon Bailey, I helped Aston Villa qualify for a Champions League for the first time in over 42 years. Me, Leon Bailey, I played a pivotal role in bringing Jamaica back to the FIFA Men's World Cup for the first time since 1999. Go and write your own story. Go and write your own story. Love you guys, and I just hope and pray that you guys can love us back, because some of us, we really do love you guys, no matter the negativity. Sometimes we get angry, sometimes we get upset. Guess what? Football is an emotional game. So football is emotional and it can drain you. And fans are still, this day, fans are still speechless, because guess what? As I said, Curacao came and they were the protagonists in our own movie. We didn't even get no nomination for best actors in our own film. They come and they just wipe us out the park. Big ups to Curacao and big ups to Haiti. I will be cheering you guys on in the World Cup. Before I love you and leave you, let me see what you guys are saying in the comment section. Well, I hope you guys have hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Why am I smiling? Well, Mr. Carl Toppin, I'm smiling because you're in the comment section. I'm smiling because I'm here talking to you guys. It's much better to smile than to screw up my face, no? Real talk. Big ups to you guys there in the comment section, by the way. All right. I got way more comments than I expected, but I'm gonna try and touch on all of them before I close off. All right. So Luton says they're talking about Ravel. Well, he didn't name any names. I think it goes for quite a few players, to be honest with you. I don't like the term the ball is round. It's a doubtful excuse. Luton says we need our best players. Man of God said, Crystal, I like how you thank you. Thank you very much. Hope I'll be glowing come Friday morning. Right, let's get through the rest of these comments before I close off. See what you guys are saying down there in the comment section. Please do go ahead and hit the like button. Transition is what Jamaica has been playing for a while, and it only works against a few teams. So I'm impressed Andre actually mentioned that. Sorry, so I'm surprised Andre actually mentioned that. My apologies. If we don't have the ball, we can't do anything. So it says here, Crystal, love you, girl. So happy to see you back on live stream. Well, love you too, Brandon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Tafari is saying, and that is even, listen, no, we did not. Listen, I spoke to the football gods and I sacrificed us. I said, look, let them have that little Mickey Mouse trophy if it means my boys can go out there and do the job against New Caledonia, subsequently DR Congo. All right. So it was all part of the plan. It was all, you can't be craving and win everything there is. All right. It was just all part of the plan. Promise you that. Owen, do we have any other people apart from Wait to take over this cycle? We need to move on from certain of the older players. I think I had a vague conversation a while back pertaining to who's going to take over from Andre Blake. There's some conversation that we can dive right into. Dex for plays. Is your name Dex plays? I read that wrong. I think it's Dex plays. He says rubbish. He's not trying to hear what we're saying. Fair play. That's your opinion. The right players is always right when we win, says David. Hey, football is a game of opinions, guys, but as I said, armchair experts, we don't know more than the players. We don't know, we can't always be right. The fact that we think that we're always right as fans, I think that speaks volumes pertaining to us as people, in my opinion, right? Because it's impossible to always be right all the time. Danny Dread, big up yourself. I hope you're well. Hope all of you guys are well there in the comment section. What foundation has he laid down? Says Tafari. The playoffs might be the best thing to happen to Jamaica. They have to be focused and ready and humble. Says David. Crystal, yes, Jamaicans are bossy people. Indeed, we're very bossy. Brownman Security Sound says, I'm going to call in sick tomorrow. Hey, look, if you don't get fired, knock yourself out. Tafar says, speed better set them up for success, not for failure. I don't think, speed. Look, I think we can all agree we don't want to qualify for this World Cup more than the head coach. I can't say I want to qualify for the World Cup more than the head coach. I can't say I want to qualify for the World Cup more than Andre Blake. I can't. I'm not putting in the work. I'm not putting in half of what those guys have had to endure in their career and in their personal lives. Dancehall 90 Kid 40. I think you're new to my channel. J Ross, my question is why every time we every time new players come into the team, Andre Blake as a captain instead of welcoming them is saying stuff like this. No one where's the comment? Let me bring back your comment up. I just accidentally, to be honest with you, no, he's saying no one finds that weird. He's actually said the same thing more than once. And I think it's open to interpretation, but I feel like I get where he's coming from. I think that one is open to interpretation, but I don't see Andre Blake not being the captain and welcoming the new players, especially these are young boys. I don't see him being like, "Why are you here?" type of thing. You know, I think he gave them a good welcome. That's what I would like to think. But anyways, open to interpretation, and perhaps you might be onto something there, J Ross. Andre Blake, we don't need the best players translation. Too many players from the UK in the team, says RR2. RR, did you change your name? Your handle looks a little bit different. Jerome says Blake doubled down on the BS talk. Ouch. Michael did Blake say, I think you're going to have to, well, he basically, as Jerome said, he's doubled down and saying we don't need the best players, we need the right players. Speed deliberately gave McLaren the wrong advice so that he failed and he appointed himself. Well, McLaren isn't a child, he's a grown-ass man. And Speed wasn't there when McLaren failed to qualify his own country for the Euros. Blake always speaking as if he has shares in the team and wants to help. Let's go back. Whose comment is that? Why did it just click off? Just randomly click off. Oh, that's what type of caption is that? Says well, again, I think it's a case of reading between the lines of what Blake said, in my opinion, right? Open to interpretation. Tafari says press the like button. One-stop driver. Full speed ahead. Fasten your seatbelt. Crystal send a summary of the video to Ballpree and ask him to forward it to Mr. Speed. It can serve as a good motivational speak to fire up for the match. Well, Mr. Ballpree TV, he's a busy man. He's actually on the clock right now. I think Royalty don't have time for me right now. He's on the clock. Mark, I feel your heart, says. I feel yours as well. I think we all want the same thing, don't we? We all want the same thing, despite the fact that some of us go off, and sometimes it's just we all get emotional. Football is an emotional game. If you don't have emotions, you don't belong in football. That's robotic. That is so robotic and unauthentic, in my opinion. For real, the negativity need to stop. Get behind the team that was chosen. I agree with you, Mo. I definitely agree with you. Grant is saying one of the best videos I see from the squad drop. Oh, bless your little cotton socks. You have made me happy. You've made my evening. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mike Majestic says, you need to do the team talk. You got me through the treadmill workout. Oh, bless you. Thank you. RR says transition football represents our comfort zone. Nothing is wrong with evolution. It shows the players didn't, but in 100%. Didn't put in 100%, I believe you meant. J. Ross says agreed, life cycle no matter what. Lee Hung you says, is the game tomorrow or Thursday? Depends on your location. So if you're in America, or if you're in the Caribbean, it's on Thursday. But if you're in like Europe, it's gonna be played on Friday morning. So check your location. Go on Google and type in Reggae Boyz, and you will get a precise time for your kickoff. Too much division, and we will stop the division, and we never good at football until we stop treating the English-born players like strangers. We will never succeed. I agree with you. I'm not a fan of the division, to be honest with you. Believe we're going to win. I believe so too. I hope so. Crystal, you have watched Andre Blake. I did. I played it at the start of the show. before I got into the meat of the matter, the juxtaposition of the former squad that had the overwhelmingly local players. I wished he had said we weren't good enough starting with me as a captain and it done this. So that's from RR. I hear you. I get your point. Think about our midfield. Look, I'm backing what's there. That's my job, to just back what's there. I'm excited to see a few of the new debutants, and I hope that they go out there and again just prove that they are the warriors that Speed picked for a reason. Justify your selection. Justify your selection, because as I said, you may never represent Jamaica again. That's as real as it gets. I was wondering, it's like, why does RR's YouTube name look so different? And I'm sure I gave you a spanner, right? Pretty sure I gave you a spanner. I think the overseas players act like when strangers come to your house and they sit down and you, the owner, has to tell them you can watch TV, or you just move around the players and they are afraid to express themselves. I was saying I don't think they bought into 100% into the tactics of the okay, I get you now. All right, well, I've chatted for way longer than I bargained for. I said 30 minutes. This has gone on for over 50 minutes, so I didn't stick to my promise. If you guys, I do apologize. Later on, I think the pit bulls are coming out later on, guys. I had to sneak this one out, get ahead of them, because the pit bulls are coming out later on. Definitely can expect something from Mr. Jackson himself, Elite Sports TV. You can also expect royalty to be rolling out later on over on Ball Pre TV. On the card, I think you might have to hold the fire with that one. He's a little bit tied up, so you may have to just wait until tomorrow to get some morning insider from him. But you will be definitely getting a preview. My quality just dropped. Something dropped just now with my. Let me just double check to see if we're still live. I do think the card is going to be giving you guys something by the latest tomorrow. All right. And as you guys are aware, the teams they have landed in Mexico safe and sound. Thank God. Then better believe this is a lifetime moment for them. It really is. It really is a lifetime moment. So risky to switch a new system or style of play. These two games. Also remember that Blake is not the coach. He has an opinion, and I am sure they must plan to mix the transition play. You know, my mother only come from the. Oh, really? Oh, she's a legend. That lady is. I knew there was a reason why I liked you. I just knew it. I just felt there's a reason why I liked you. All right, so let's just go ahead and look at the lads there. You guys have seen them, right? You can just spend a little moment looking at the lads there with their walkabout. They did a walkabout at Emancipation Park. We could also look at them arriving in Mexico, right? Before I love you and leave you. I'm gonna mute myself once more. If you can't hear me when the video is playing, then tap me on my shoulder and let me know. All right.
Stand it. You good?
How are you?
Yeah, Chef, you good?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good.
I've been here all day. We went for you, man.
Wait for me.
Yeah, the big doctor just showed up.
Yes.
You good, boss? Yeah. Good. Come on, you.
Coach.
Oh, shoot. What's the time? Some boy. Coach.
Oh, you doing good?
Good, man. Come on. Yeah, welcome. You good? You good? You good? Yeah, man. Another one. You see? Yeah. Welcome. Yeah, man. Yeah. Daniel. Oh, man. You good? Chill. Come on. What's up, boy? Yeah, welcome. You good? You good? Oh, you good? Bro, you good? Log on for it. Yo, Belly, log on.
Good,
Yeah? You know. You good?
I'm gonna pull that one back up for you guys. I'm gonna pull it up for you guys. All right. Great shout, Andrew. All right. You're my producer in the comment section. That's why I like when you guys talk to me. So I'm gonna pull that one back and let you guys see those guys up close and personal. All right. So great suggestion, Andrew. I'm gonna play this one. It's about less than 4 minutes. All right, and then we're going to close off. Okay.
Stand it. You good?
How are you?
Yeah, Chef, you good?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good.
I've been here all day. We went for you, man.
Good for me.
Yeah, the big doctor just showed up.
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, man. You?
Coach.
Oh, shit. Full time? No, boy. Coach.
Oh, you doing good?
Good, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, welcome. You good? You good? You good? Yeah, man. Another one. Yeah? Yeah. Welcome. Yeah, yeah. Daniel. Oh, you good? Chill, man. Yeah, man. What's up, boy?
Hey, Dominique.
Yeah, welcome. You good? You good? Oh, you good? Oh, bro, you good? Oh, going for it. Yo, Belly, welcome.
You good,
Yeah?
man?
You know. You good? Sam, is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
And there we have it. I know some of you said some comments in the comment section, right? So let's just touch on that before we close off. All right. Believe there was a comment asking when is the game. So it all depends on where you are in the world. Let's bring up another shared screen there for you guys. Can kind of see that one on the screen in front of you. So again, local time, Nicaragua versus Jamaica, it will be this Thursday, 9 p.m., depending on where you are. So it's best if you actually go on Google and type in Reggae Boyz and you get a precise kickoff time. Again, if you're in the UK, that's a 3 a.m. kickoff time, all right? So that's in the early hours of Friday morning. We have a much better kickoff time come Tuesday, next Tuesday, pending that the football gods are on our side and we brush aside New Caledonia against DR Congo. The local time for that one is going to be 3 p.m. in Mexico, all right? So to get a bit more of an accurate kickoff time, do go ahead and please check that one on Google for yourself. Okay. Okay, so I thought you was a new subscriber for some reason, so my apologies for that. Trying to see if there's any comments there that I didn't address. My apologies if you said something and I didn't address it. I do apologize. So Leslie's saying here that before they try to help the coach with strategies, they come out on YouTube every night tearing down the team. Think is speed that is affecting. Think is speed that is affecting the team. I think you're trying to say that it's not affecting speed, it's more affecting the team, right? So yeah, I think what I'll say with that comment there in particular, first of all, thank you for your comment. For me, if you want a positive result, send out some positive energy. You can't send that negative energy and be upset when the performance and the result is negative. So do your part and then leave the boys to do their parts. All right. And you're saying there's a question there for the chat. Anyone knows if CFAS is bilingual? I actually don't know that. Probably. A couple of these players must be bilingual, right? I think waving Chelsea, Sandra Blake. Big ups to yourself. I hope you are in great health. Leslie says, preach it. I think we've touched on everything. I can't see anything that I haven't touched on with you guys. Let me check my notes quickly. I do think we've touched on everything though. If not, I'm just have to pick that up tomorrow with the squad, with the pre-match press conference, right? But I do believe I've touched on everything. Thank you to those of you who hit the subscribe button. And a couple new subscribers, so I do appreciate that one. I now need to love you and leave you. We've gone over 1 hour, but I think it was probably worth it. If you haven't hit that like button, what are you waiting on? Do go ahead and hit the like button. It does not cost you a penny. Please do go ahead and hit the like button. And as I said, the pit bulls are coming out tonight, no doubt. I do know that Mr. Jackson Elite Sports TV will be rolling out, so do keep an eye on his channel. And I also know that Royalty Ball Pre TV is going to be stepping out. Those lads, they're on the books at the moment. They're at work. So I'm sure as soon as they reach home from work, they'll be jumping onto YouTube to give you guys some content. All right. If it leave to me alone, thankfully it's not. We would still be under a FIFA ban and jail. Fully detox, says Tafari. Listen, you're entitled to feel the way you feel, understand why you feel that way. As for me, I think I've said enough. Thank you to those of you who have kept my company. Definitely appreciate you guys blessing me with a moment of your time. This has been one of my favorite live streams, right? So thank you so much for blessing me with a moment of your time. And as I said, do you keep your eyes out for the Morning Insider over on the Ricardo Media House. We'll be giving you guys something tomorrow. And I'm sure between now and hopefully fingers crossed next week, the space will be jam-packed with content. All right. Sometimes bear in mind opinions aren't facts. Take them in and let them go. And also formulate your own opinions. Majority of us are big people here. Formulate your own opinions. All right. And yeah, as I said, let's rally behind the boys and let's be the ultimate 12th man. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'm looking to do a preview. I do hope that I see you on my live watch along. I'm aiming to do a live watch along of that game, which means I have to get my tactics right. I gotta make sure I figure out how I get some beauty sleep, some much needed rest. I already have bags under my eyes, which you guys, I don't think you guys can see clearly, but my eyes have bags and I am tired. So I need to make sure I get my bearings right with that one and come back and give you a live stream. All right. For the live watch along where we'll be putting them to bed, New Caledonia, that is. Go speak these things into existence. So if you're new to the channel, do go ahead and hit the like button and also the subscribe button. If you're making your way home from work, I do hope that you make it home safe and unharmed, or perhaps you're out shaking a leg, personal activities and whatnot. Nevertheless, I do hope that you make it home safe and unharmed, because doing so is an underrated blessing. Who is going to write their names in the history books, written in the stars for one lucky reggae boy? Over to you guys. You know how it goes. Until next time, take care.
We
built this
out of love,
out of love,
out of pride,
out of pride,
shining a light
shining a light
from the island, to the diaspora,
to the world,
to the world. A golden
beacon
of sports, music, and everything
in between.
The very best of Jamaica. We little,
We little,
but we Talawa.
but we Talawa.